Before I start any dog, I like to take a moment and just sort of connect with them, have a couple minutes of just saying hi, letting them know they're okay. My internal dialogue when I do this is kind of like, you're loved, you're safe, I know you don't want to be here, but you're going to be okay. And it really resets the energy and the mood for the whole room, especially if you're in your 5th or 6th dog for the day, you're running behind or whatever's going on. It gives you a chance to kind of check in with yourself, check in with the dog, reset your energy, make sure they're feeling comfortable and loved and safe. And it's just a really nice thing to do before you get started on all of your pets. This guy being is a little bit of a shy boy, so we're going to go nice and slow, make sure he feels confident and happy. So I'm going to start with his eye corners, and I'm going to be doing a 10 blade for this, and I'm just going to take a tiny bit of hair out right in the corner of the eye. That way if he has any boogers going on there or anything like that, I've got that cleared out and I can get a nice, clean, perfect face when I go to my bath. And I don't have those eye boogers in the way. We're just going to do a tiny little bit right in the corner so it's nice and open. I'm going to feel for his armpit. Sometimes this area gets really matted and it's not an easy area to demat. It's sensitive for the dog, so being careful that we won't be able to see that clipper work from the outside. Sometimes I just scoop a little bit in those armpits if they're matted to where you won't be able to see it when I put the leg down, but it helps out a lot to brush that out later. And then if he is healthy and comfortable with being stood up, I can go ahead and start on my sanitary area, again with the 10 blade, and just clear out some of that hair in the crotch here. Being very careful with a light hand, not pressing on the skin too much. And then again, if they have those little pin mats in their crotch area, we're going to get them off right now and not worry about having to wash it and brush it out later. And then of course all the yucky gunky stuff that gets stuck in there, we'll just clipper it off and then we'll get a nice clean finish from our bath. And one thing to note while I'm working is I don't ever want to lift the legs too high on any dog, especially as they get older, get some joint and mobility issues. Even when I'm doing the sanitary, I'm just letting him tell me where he's comfortable and lifting it just enough to get in there, not too high or straining his hips or legs. And then we're going to get his little booty. He does have some poop stuck here. I'm going to be very gentle. And it might be something that we have to soak off in the tub if I can't get it here, because this skin is so delicate. And he's letting me know it's a little uncomfortable. I'm going to listen to that, and we're going to try to soak that off a little in the tub rather than force it off here, because that skin's so delicate. Now, because I've done his private area, and we know there's some poop on there, and even if there weren't, we're going to sanitize our blade before we move on to the paw pads, so that we're not bringing any bacteria from his hiney to his feet. I'm going to clean that blade with a little rubbing alcohol. And then I'm going to switch to a little bit shorter blade to do his paw pads. He's looking a little unsure. I'm just going to reset him. Give him a little confidence before I pick up his legs. Before I pick up a pet's leg, I like to let them know what I'm going to do. They don't speak our language, and sometimes we just reach in fast and grab a foot. It's too abrupt or it's a little scary for them. So I start at a shoulder or a hip, work my hand down to the paw, and let them know what I'm going to be doing and what I'm going to be picking up, so they feel a little more comfortable and know what's going on and don't feel like I'm just grabbing at them. And then we're going to come right in here and just gently and lightly clipper out some of that hair between the paw pads. I always say you want to hold your clipper for this like a pencil, so with your fingertips, so you have a nice light touch. And you're just very gently using your blade to kind of lift that hair up from between the paw pads and get a nice clean paw pad, so it's going to be really easy to wash in the tub and get those feet super nice and clean. And we're going to get all 4 of them here. I also like to do this before the tub, not only to make sure I get a nice clean foot, because oftentimes we find these dogs have mats in their paw pads and there's dirt and debris under the matting. but also because we're using a pretty short blade. So I like to do this on the skin beforehand, and that way I know when I go to the tub, I'm kind of soothing the skin with the shampoo and the conditioner, and I can make it feel a little bit more comfortable for them after getting such a short clip on their feet and their sanitary area. And again, I'm not picking up that foot too high. I'm letting him kind of tell me where he's comfortable picking it up to, and letting him know which foot I'm going to ahead of time. It also helps him feel a little bit more confident that he knows where I'm going. I'm not just grabbing feet left and right, because like I said, he's a little bit of a shy boy. He can get nervous pretty quickly. So it just requires a little bit more of a confidence boost. There's our 4 paw pads. And then we're going to go ahead and trim his nails before the bath. Nice people are doing. Good boy. So I'm going to start with this dew cloth. He has black nails, so I won't be able to see where his quick is while I'm doing them. So I start at the very tip, and I just start sort of skimming a little bit of nail off at a time. Just shaving a little bit off, not too much, and that way as I go, I can see where I get past the brittle dead nail that's thrown out past the quick. And then I get down, I can start to feel and see when I get down to the kind of softer live tissue, and I'll see a little tiny black spot in the center of that nail that's going to indicate the beginning of the sheath that's holding the quick or the vein inside that nail. And you can see he's kind of like, no dog really loves their nails trimmed. He's pulling his foot away just a tad, but not much. And instead of fighting him or pulling back on his foot, I'm still holding onto the foot gently. I'm not letting go, but I'm moving with him. And when he pulls forward, I just move my hand with him, let him pull it forward, gently pull it back towards me. And then we're not getting into a fight where we're both pulling on this foot. But he's also realizing that, like, I'm not going to let go and give up. That's a good boy. And we'll get these little back ones here. They're a little shorter than the front, so they just need a little tipping. Good boy. Good boy. So same thing, he pulls that foot just a tad. Not going to pull back and fight him. Just going to gently hold on to it, let him pull it, come back to center and keep clipping. Good boy. Good job. All right, and then we're just going to check his ears, make sure if he needs his ear hair plucked out of his ears. He comes very regular at 6 weeks, so he's been getting his ear hair pulled regularly. They don't need it today, so we're all good there. We're just going to clean him after the bath, and we're ready to move on to the bath portion of this grooming.